What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Film Vault, where today we're counting down 20 insane facts about Speed, the action thriller that transformed Keanu Reeves into a Hollywood action star and kept viewers on the edge of their seats from beginning to end. From dangerous real-life stunts to famous actors who almost landed the lead roles, there's a lot more to this blockbuster than fans may realize. Number 20. The idea for Speed began with a mix-up. Graham Yost, the screenwriter, got the story idea from his dad. He was a well-known host of TV Ontario's Saturday Night at the Movies and told Graham about a 1985 film called Runaway Train, describing it as a vehicle with a bomb that would explode. But the real story involved a train with no brakes. His father's mistaken description sparked something better, and Graham decided to build his own version of that thrilling concept. Instead of a train, he chose a bus and added a dangerous speed rule. At first, the bus couldn't drop below 20 miles an hour, but a friend suggested raising it to 50 to make it more intense. For the ending, he borrowed an idea from the 1976 comedy Silver Streak. He called the film Minimum Speed, but soon realized the name didn't sound exciting, so he shortened it to just Speed.
There's a bomb on a bus. Once the bus goes 50 miles an hour, the bomb is armed. If it drops below 50, it blows up.
Number 19. Graham Yost's first draft did not have an elevator scene or a subway finale. The entire story happened on the bus, which kept circling Dodger Stadium before crashing into the Hollywood sign. The script needed something more exciting. Even though Paramount was interested, they didn't fully commit, thinking a movie set only on a bus would not work. John McTiernan, who directed Die Hard, was thought for the director, but he said no, feeling it was too similar to his own work. He suggested his former cinematographer, and even Michael Bay tried to land the gig, but Paramount wasn't sold. Yost did not give up, however. He took the script to 20th Century Fox, where things changed. Fox liked the idea but wanted more action, so they added an elevator opening in the subway finale. What began as a bus movie nobody wanted became one of the most iconic action films of the 90s. Number 18. It was Jan de Bont's first time directing a film, but he wasn't new to Hollywood. He had spent almost 30 years behind the camera as a cinematographer, working on big hits like Die Hard, The Hunt for Red October, and Basic Instinct. He finally got his chance to direct and brought something more personal to the film. The opening scene with the elevator plunging down came from a terrifying moment he experienced himself. While working on Die Hard at Fox Plaza, the building used as Nakatomi Plaza, Jan de Bont and the crew got stuck in the elevator almost 40 stories up. They had to wait for the fire department to rescue them through the roof hatch. The plummeting elevator shaft you see under the opening credits was made using an impressive miniature model. Instead of building it digitally, they built a scale model and shot it lying sideways. This creative technique made the scene feel real and intense. He leaned on years of expertise to make sure that what the audience saw looked believable. Number 17. The role of Jack Traven went through many actors before Keanu Reeves was chosen. Jeff Speakman was originally set to star, but plans changed when Fox took over from Paramount. Stephen Baldwin was offered the role but turned it down because it felt too similar to Die Hard, and Richard Greco also passed, later saying that he regretted it. Other names like Tom Cruise, Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson, and even Tom Hanks were considered but ended up not being chosen. Jan de Bont ultimately chose Keanu Reeves after his success in Point Break, and what stood out about Reeves was his approachable and relatable look. De Bont said that he was not threatening to men because he wasn't bulky and he looks great to women. The studio was not fully confident in casting someone who hadn't yet proven himself as an action star, but Reeves proved everybody wrong. Still here? Well, if you'd love to see more breakdowns like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button because it's the best way to support the channel.
Tell me again, Harry, why did I take this job?
Oh, come on, 30 more years of this, you get a tiny pension and a cheap gold watch.
Cool.
Number 16. When Keanu Reeves signed on for the film, he still had the long, laid-back hair from Point Break and Bill and Ted, but the director wanted Jack to look tough and in control. To make it happen, he shaved his head almost completely to the scalp. The director explained that everyone was scared when they first saw it because there was only like a millimeter of hair. The bold haircut was so shocking it made the studio question whether it was the right move. What viewers see in the final film was hair that had grown back a little during filming, and even so, Reeves didn't just stop at changing his look. He spent 2 months hitting Gold's Gym in Los Angeles to build muscle and bulk up for the role. The lean and buzzed and broad-shouldered cop look became iconic after that. Number 15. When Joss Whedon was brought in just a week before filming began, things took a surprising turn. Known for being a brilliant script doctor, Whedon was tasked with rewriting the dialogue for the movie. And by Graham Yost's own admission, Whedon wrote 98.9% of the dialogue. The two writers were on the same page about the story, but Yost believed Whedon wrote better lines. He didn't get any official credit for his work. The Writers Guild of America decided he hadn't changed the plot enough to earn a screenplay credit. They even took away the additional dialogue credit that studios used to award. Whedon would later joke that he had only the poster with his credit on it.
I'm fine. Just tell me what the plan is. Is there a plan?
Just for you to drive. We're okay for now. Just keep us above 50.
Good plan.
Number 14. Originally, Jack was written as a cocky character who loved to crack jokes and break the rules, but Keanu Reeves didn't really like that version. He thought it didn't feel real, saying it seemed more like a mixture of Die Hard and a silly comedy. Keanu wanted the character to feel more realistic, so to get ready for the role, he decided to do research and spent time with real LAPD SWAT officers. While watching them, he noticed they were always polite, calling people sir and ma'am. That observation changed Jack's personality, and instead of being a glib hotshot, the script was rewritten. Jack became a serious and polite hero and someone who worked to resolve problems without causing harm. Reeves transformed Jack into the polite guy, trying not to get anybody killed, creating a character that felt more authentic. Number 13. Originally, Halle Berry would be offered the role of Annie, but she turned it down, saying that she didn't want to drive a bus. Later, she admitted she regretted the decision, and after that, the role was rewritten as a funny comic relief driver with Ellen DeGeneres in mind. But even that version didn't stick, and eventually Annie became Jack's love interest, and the role went to Sandra Bullock. The studio originally wanted a bigger star like Meryl Streep, Kim Basinger, or Anne Heche, but they also wanted someone who fit the typical Hollywood mold, a busty blonde with long legs, as Bullock would put it. Jan de Bont believed in Bullock and fought for her to get the part. She even auditioned alongside Keanu to test their chemistry, and clearly it worked because their connection helped to turn Speed into a massive hit.
Okay. And wait a minute, an escort to where? Where do we get an escort to?
Look out!
Number 12. At first, the Mad Bomber was going to be Jack's partner, Harry Temple. The guy that we all rooted for was written as the villain, but when Dennis Hopper joined the cast as Howard Payne, writers decided to make a change. Harry stayed loyal, and Payne took over as the mastermind behind the chaos. The rewrite made one scene even more powerful. You remember the explosion that destroyed the house? That was a death trap that Payne rigged at his own home, and Harry walked right into it, leading the SWAT raid. Daniels had played Harry and brought a friendly vibe to the film, and his sudden death shocked the audience and made everything feel much more intense. Number 11. The nastiest move from Howard Payne was something Dennis Hopper came up with on his own. During one scene, Hopper suggested lifting Harry by sticking his fingers into his nostrils, and the director thought it might end up looking silly. But then he decided to test it himself and realized how painful it actually was. Then they knew it had to stay in the movie. Hopper's improv took Payne's character to a darker level. Lifting Harry by his nose would be cruel and showed just how ruthless and unpredictable Payne could be. Hopper was known for coming up with ideas on the spot and turned the small moment into something really iconic.
Up! Get your ass up!
Number 10. There's a scene where Annie pretends to stick gum on her seat, and it's one of the moments you can't forget. She pulls the gum out of her mouth, acts like she's sticking it to the seat, and moves up the bus. It's quick, smart, and improv'd by Sandra Bullock, who came up with it on the spot, making the scene feel so natural and funny. She uses it as an excuse to escape from a talkative tourist, played by Alan Ruck. And what makes it even more interesting is Ruck's character. Originally, he was supposed to be a loathsome, entitled attorney, according to Alan Ruck, but in the final, he became a clueless, chatty tourist who couldn't stop oversharing. The change makes Annie's brush-off seem playful and harmless instead of rude.
LA is one large place. Of course, you live here, you probably don't notice. I'm such a yokel.
Jeez.
There, I said it.
You know what? I got gum on my seat.
Number 9. The famous bus jump over a 50-foot gap was not real. While scouting locations, the director noticed an unfinished section of what's now called the Judge Harry Pragerson interchange and thought it would be cool if a bus had to jump the gap. So he asked Yost to enter it into the script. There was no actual gap. The ramp they used was part of a completely finished freeway. Sony Pictures Imageworks stepped in and did their magic. The gap was painted out and replaced with a digital void. What's even more crazy is that in 2009, the team from Mythbusters recreated the stunt to see if it was possible. They built a ramp, got a real bus, and gave it their best shot, and the result was a giant crash. They found that no bus, no matter how fast, could survive a jump like that, and it would have been a disaster. It shows that one of the most real-looking scenes of that decade was actually hiding a high-tech digital trick. Number 8. The jump that ended up in the movie almost didn't happen. On the first try, it went wrong. According to de Bont in The Hollywood Reporter, the driver got scared as the bus sped toward the ramp, and at the last moment they slowed down and missed the jump completely. The bus crashed and destroyed 7 cameras that were set up below. The bus was wrecked and couldn't be fixed. It became a total disaster and seemed like the stunt might not work at all. But instead of giving up, they tried again 2 days later, and the team gave it another go where this time it worked perfectly. The bus made the jump and created one of the most iconic action scenes in movie history. Number 7. Filmmakers created the intense runaway subway scene using a miniature, shooting most of the sequence with a 1/8 scale model train. However, they used a full-size set for the moment when the train explodes through the street and crashes into Hollywood Boulevard. That was expertly filmed to appear massive and real. The airport runway scene may also surprise you because it wasn't filmed in LA. The place where the empty bus spins out of control and crashes into a plane is Mojave Airport. This airport is located far north of Los Angeles and used as a stand-in for LAX. 2 of the movie's most unforgettable locations were actually created using a mixture of miniatures and a desert airfield. Number 6. The most famous line has a mysterious origin, and for 30 years no one's been able to claim credit for it. Graham Yost says it wasn't his, and he told The Hollywood Reporter through the 50 Mile Per Hour podcast he believed the line came from Joss Whedon. But Whedon denies it completely, saying that it was already there, but it's the only line that people remember. The podcast host dug deep into every version of the script searching for answers, and the investigation pointed to Paul Antanasio, a script doctor, but even he couldn't remember writing that iconic line. This means the line is like an orphan lost without an owner. Despite the mystery, it's grown beyond the movie and even reappeared decades later in the 2020 film Sonic the Hedgehog.
When I find you.
Pop quiz, hotshot. There's a bomb on a bus.
Number 5. The director told Keanu Reeves not to try the risky jump from a moving Jaguar to the speeding bus, but he had a different plan. He secretly practiced the jump without anyone knowing, and then on the big day he went for it, actually doing the stunt himself and leaving everyone shocked. Keanu was not a fan of action roles at first, and he told the director he was not an action hero when he was asked to play the character. However, the director made a promise, telling Keanu that he'd get to do as many of his own stunts as possible. It worked because he signed on and gave it his all, and his daring jump was proof of his dedication. Many say that the hands-on effort is what made the film's action feel so real.
Oh, shit!
Number 4. The loss of a close friend is never easy, and for Keanu Reeves it happened during filming. The tragedy struck midway through production when his friend River Phoenix passed away. The loss had affected Keanu, and according to the director, he became quiet and distant. The grief was heavy, and it shook him to his core. To help him out, de Bont changed the filming schedule, adjusting it to give Keanu lighter and less intense scenes so he could process his emotions. Despite the pain, he poured a lot of that into his role. The calm and controlled demeanor that he brought to Jack would be a reflection of his own emotions. Number 3. The movie almost didn't make it to the finish line. Production ran out of money before they could shoot the thrilling subway finale, and things looked impossible, but the team had to get creative. Instead of filming the scene, they used animated storyboards to show what the finale would look like. The drawings were combined with the rest of the film and shown to a test audience. The audience loved it. Even though they were watching simple sketches, the reaction was so strong and enthusiastic that it changed everything. The storyboard got such a positive response that 20th Century Fox decided it was worth finding the money to film the scene for real. Thanks to the test crowd's cheers, the finale that we see today went from being a slideshow of drawings to a jaw-dropping big-budget sequence. Number 2. The movie had been dropped by Paramount because they didn't believe anyone would want to watch a film set mostly on a bus, but when it was finally made, it surprised everyone. Released in 1994, it became one of the year's biggest successes. With a budget of just $30 million, it made an incredible $350 million worldwide. At the 1995 Academy Awards, it won 2 Oscars for Best Sound and Best Sound Effects Editing and was nominated for Film Editing. Suddenly, the movie nobody wanted was an award-winning blockbuster. The film changed the lives of its stars. Sandra Bullock became a household name, with Speed becoming her highest-grossing movie until Gravity almost 20 years later. Keanu Reeves, known before for his roles in dramas and comedies, was finally taken seriously as an action hero years before his breakout in The Matrix. Number 1. Behind the scenes, Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves both secretly had crushes on each other during filming. Sandra would later share that she got all giggly whenever he looked at her, but Keanu didn't realize that she felt the same way. It's almost like a missed connection happening right in front of the camera. Even though the feelings were mutual, they never actually dated, and instead have remained close friends for decades, keeping their bond strong off-screen. When Keanu was asked about why they never got together, his answer was surprisingly simple and straight to the point. It's that they were working. Now be sure to smash that like button because I know you love this video, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss when we upload another one like this. If you have any recommendations, feel free to let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.